Here we go. So this is going to be a quick 10-minute introduction. I say 10, I have no idea how long it'll take. I talk fast, it might be shorter. Intro to what our core training program is. And then we're going to switch over into the managing your business content. But I figured we were going to have a lot of you guys here this morning that needed to hear this intro to core training content and also to have it recorded so that we can share it with the people who are not here. So core training program. What is core training and kind of why are we doing this? So I'll give you the quick history, which is, in 2014, when I started managing in Fort Worth, Laura Span and I decided to create like a new agent, like core content program, because we had a handful of like exceptional new agents who we wanted to like be operating at the level of Briggs Freeman, who were also new to the business. So we were like, let's create this content. So that's kind of where this originally started. It's years ago. And it's kind of evolved over time. We started doing probably about 6 years ago. I kind of revitalized this and started doing like new agent check-ins at the Lovers Lane office. And we had like phenomenal success with that. A lot of the agents that kind of came through that program are some of our top producers now. And so, Briggs Freeman isn't necessarily a place where we're recruiting agents that are new to the business, but we absolutely come in touch with agents that are newer to the business, that are fantastic and really want to come here and start their business and grow their business, or just moved here as a newer agent from another company and want to grow their business. And we were like, let's give them a core program to understand the basics and what Briggs Freeman's best practices are around those basics to really like get them up to speed. So that's what we're going to do. Basically, we review strategies and best practices around like all the different aspects of real estate. Like today we're talking about managing your business, right? Which is not like something they teach you in real estate school, but is obviously something very important for you to be successful, right? This isn't a place for part-time agents or agents who aren't really committed to like being an expert, even if you're not quite an expert yet. So we're trying to give you guys like a quick start to get there. And we're kind of recommitting to making sure that you guys are also committed to this like desire to be the best, right? Sometimes people want to be a new agent and then they don't realize what real estate is all about, or they don't realize how much time it takes. And so it's kind of like, we just mutually want to make sure that everyone here is committed to being the best, which is why we have this program and we really want you guys to commit to it. Obviously, you're working. So being here every Tuesday and Friday at 9 isn't a possibility, but we record the classes and we also offer them like on a rotating basis. So our goal is just that you're showing up as regularly as you can to get through this program as quickly as possible. If you have to miss on a random day because you have something going on, like that's fine, we get it. But try to put this on your calendar and work around it, because we really think this is the quickest way to get you to being, top professionals, top producers. We know that you guys are here because you have so much potential and we want to help you maximize it as quickly as possible. So that's what we're doing. So just to get you guys started, like a few success stories of people who have been through this program. We have agents, it takes a while. Real estate is a business that I would say is exponential. Like you have to get your first few deals, and then hopefully if you're building a referral, like relationship-based business, and that's the fruit of the tree for a few more deals. And so I always say it usually takes maybe like 3 or 4 years for your business to really like start feeding itself. Anyone who has a different experience or has been here for a while wants to chime in, like feel free. But generally that's what I see as agents, because also once you've helped someone buy a house, it might be that in the next 3 or 4 years, like they make another move. So your business does start to feed itself at some point. And that's what we're working towards, where you're relationship based, where every deal turns into a relationship and every relationship is like a tree that offers like other deals to you, right? Not that you're on like a hamster wheel of just taking Zillow leads and doing the deal and then taking the next lead and doing the deal, right? Like hopefully you're building relationships. But these are just some success stories of agents that we've had here who have kind of committed to training and showing up and, learning from other agents. And there's some really great success here. These numbers are a little bit old. So if you like price and inflation and what's happened in the market, like they would be really, really big numbers. So any questions? Sorry, I didn't even ask. Usually I ask if there's any questions before we even get going. No. Okay, don't be shy. These classes are always better when people ask questions and contribute, because I guarantee you, if you have the question, someone else has the same question and they'll be grateful to you for asking. So there's no dumb questions. So what are our expectations? attending the classes and the meetings that are offered to you. Obviously, our core training classes, we have a curriculum we want you to work your way through. Attending the Monday morning Zoom meetings, like we work really, really hard, both on our Monday company-wide meetings and also in our office. Your managers work super hard to create good content for your huddles. So come to those, like you'll learn from the content we're providing. You'll also learn being around other agents. And then, attend your office meetings and then meet with your manager regularly, right? And then one thing to get started, you should have a written database. Even if you don't have it yet, you should get working on it. As relationship-based advisors, like we live and die by our database, right? You don't need a 10,000 person database, even if you're starting with like, these are my 20 core people that I want to let know that I'm doing this. That's the way that you grow it and you feed it. And the database is like the gorilla that's always on our back. So if you can start organized, you're starting way ahead of the game, I would say. So, learn our tools, get to know your team members, both your peers. Like hopefully the people on this chat will be a great resource for you. Because you have kind of a little like pledge class or group of people who are in the same boat and you can ask questions of each other. That's why I created that Teams chat. So you guys can kind of see who else is doing this, like throw out, like I said, any questions. The people in that chat are everyone who's doing the core training program and the managers. So wealth of resources there, and you should get quick responses. And then obviously you need to learn the market, right? Preview homes, attend the tours, attend office tours. Like that's one great thing is supporting agents. Like when you get your first listing or when you have listings, you want people to come and tour it. Like that means if you want people to show up for you, like you need to show up for them, right? We're a team. And that's how we support each other. It's also, as a newer agent, a great way to get business. One of those agents that I showed you that statistic on, she did 12 deals her first year. Every single deal was referred to from another Briggs Freeman agent that was like, I don't have time to handle this buyer. They're in an area I don't know that well, or it's too low of a price point, or it's a lease. But when you're just getting started, other agents can be like your best source of business. And the experienced and working agents that we have at Briggs Freeman are like really busy and they often need help. And that's like an opportunity for you guys to shine and step up and be a support. And A, you're learning, and B, you're providing like a valuable service for our experienced agents. So, that's important. And then have written goals and a business plan. Read the Ninja Selling Book, even if you can't go to this installation or an installation right away. Like it is our expectation that you would eventually go to an installation once you're an agent here, because so much of our tools and practices are built around the Ninja process. And then learn and adopt the Briggs Freeman way. And this is just a document we have that kind of says it's in the affirmative, right? Like we're saying our affirmations like a good ninja, but these are the things that will make you the best you. So that's just something to think about, right? We got to have like a direction that we're heading. So what are the resources and tools for you? There's so many here. We don't ever want you to feel overwhelmed. We also know that like it's drinking from a fire hose, but at the same time, it's also like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? It's when I transitioned to being a realtor, I had been a full-time practicing transactional real estate attorney before. And it was like the weirdest thing for me to not be sitting at my desk from, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? Right. And you're not supposed to be sitting at your desk all the time, but you do need to sit at your desk some of the time. So part of this course is to just give you guys some structure of like, when should I be doing what? And also, depending on what class it is, like different ideas for you to execute. But again, the Ninja Selling Book is also a great place to start. So resources and tools, obviously your sales manager, these classes, the group chat, our technical tools, the book, touring, tours, being in the office, that one's really important. Your peers, like the people on this call, plus also like experienced people in the office, like one of the best things there's a lot of great things about Briggs Freeman. You guys can't see my Briggs Freeman tattoo, but I basically have one. The brand is good. The network is good. The leadership team is good. The managers are amazing. There's so many good resources, but like the people and who you guys are is what is, I think, probably the best feature. And like the collaborative approach that we take, where people really are pretty helpful and want to support, and everyone's like pushing for everyone to be the best and for the company to be the best, is awesome. So, lean into that. And then your agent experience coordinator. Alma, Stephanie, John Kidd, they're awesome and want to help you kind of understand the tools. So real estate can be a lonely business, but we try to have a lot of opportunities here for you guys to come together. And, being at the office, you're always going to learn something. That's how I learned when I was first getting going, was I just followed people around and sat in the office and listened to how they had conversations, because transitioning from what I was doing to this was obviously very different. So any questions? Now, how are we doing on time? Oh, shoot, I'm past my 10 minutes. Okay, so one thing, note about CE credit. If you have not renewed your license yet and you're newly licensed, some of these core training classes are CE approved. You do not need that kind of CE. Your first renewal, you need SAE credits, Sales Apprentice Education, and it's a whole separate course. We actually recommend that you guys do the GRI, which is a designation you get. It's called the Graduate Realtor Institute, and they have 3 separate classes that all together would fulfill your SAE requirements. You kind of have to plan, because it's each one I think is 3 or 4 days of classes, but that's the one that I've had consistent feedback from experienced agents that the course is actually very good and the content is good. And if you have to do SAE credit anymore, do it that way and actually learn something. The courses that we're offering at Briggs Freeman that are CE approved are courses that you need once you've already renewed your license the first time, then you need plain old CE credit. So some of these classes are CE approved because we still want experienced agents to show up and, learn the basics and refresh on the basics and learn Briggs Freeman best practices, and just make it easy for you guys to stay on top of your CE, right? If Briggs Freeman can offer 4 or 5 CE classes a month, that just makes it easier for you guys when you're renewing your licenses to get that knocked out. I also think our classes are the best, but I don't take a lot of other CE classes now. So, one note, if you are newly licensed and you're in your first 2 years, you do not need to pay for the core training classes that you're attending. You never need to pay for it unless you want the CE credit, which you again don't need in your first year of licensing. Questions about that? Okay, so this is something that I did, and I'll actually just put these in the chat probably, but I asked, when I was putting this slideshow together a while ago, I asked the agents that were new here, how they got busy, what did they do? And these were their tips. So I'm not going to read through them. I'm running out of time, but these are literally their words. They emailed them to me. So I will email them to you. I have 2 slides of this, what are your best tips? And, beg older agents to let you help with absolutely anything. I put that one first because I think it's true, real estate or not. They'll give you business if they know that you work hard and do a good job for them, right? So much of our business is are we showing up every day? How are we presenting ourselves? Are we professional in our communication? So just be really, really mindful of that. But I'll send these to you. And then this one was another one. What do you wish you knew now what do you know now that you wish you knew then? Don't ease up the gas when you start selling, keep a decent balance. Take as many classes as you can. I love that one. Go to the office, interact with agents. I mean, these are the things I'm saying. Do phone duty. It gives you time to sit at the office and work when you're not taking calls, and it puts some structure into your day also. Do open houses, be patient. So again, I'm going to send those all to you. I'm not going to read them all, but so one more tip. This is a must listen. Jim Miller is the, I don't know what his title is, at Jameson Sotheby's International Realty, which is one of our peerage sister companies in Chicago. But he is an elite real estate coach also. He's awesome. He does a free Monday morning pep talk that he puts on Spotify, iTunes, whatever. You should definitely listen to Jim Miller. He's awesome. He's a ninja. He's just great. His coaching is very pricey, so he really only coaches elite top producers, but he's also giving it away for free. And so much of this stuff is not things you can pay someone to do for you. You just have to show up and do the work. So this episode in particular, it's the Monday, August 23rd episode from 2021, is awesome. What they don't teach you in real estate school. I highly recommend you start listening there and then just listen to his podcast whenever you can. They come out Monday mornings. They're usually less than 20 minutes. So love him. He's an amazing available resource for all of us. So that's that. And then so next steps, you should have received, if you're in the core training program, you should have received an ICA addendum and some communication from your manager. Work on your core training curriculum, do your check-in with your manager. We're definitely paying attention to who's showing up. Like I said, I think it's a privilege for any of us to be working at or with or for Briggs Freeman. And so, we expect people to kind of meet the expectations of that privilege. And we definitely want to make sure that the agents are here, that are agents that want to like educate themselves and be the best. And then if you have a mentor, connect with one. With our mentorship program, we don't assign a mentor to you right away. You'll get a mentor either once you've completed the core training program or when you get your first deal. So just keep that in mind. Any questions? That's all I got here. I'm going to end this slideshow and we're going to switch over to managing your business.